Mind.
No, of course.
Um,
Okay, we're recording.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think, right? Oh yeah, we are. Okay. So what I do, like on Facebook specifically, is I tend to post like twice a day.
Okay.
And I just did this, our team's doing a flash sale for the new fruit punch flavor, like in honor of Valentine's Day, even though it's not like launching yet, I'm still trying to get a bunch of people into a flash sale group.
Hmm.
And so from this post, I dropped the link to our actual flash sale. And so I may or may not follow up. We'll just kind of see. I just posted this, so I don't have a lot of traction on it yet.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll just go in and I'll click on whoever liked it or whoever loved it or whatever. And like I know these three girls are already in it,
Okay.
But if I see somebody new on here, I'm just going to directly go and message them and say, hey, Tracy, thanks for liking my post. Are you interested in joining our flash sale? All you have to do is click the link or just something simple like that.
Hmm.
Just because that's the kind of post it is.
Yeah.
But like over here, I did like, we're doing a self-love challenge on our team or like a love yourself challenge. Um, and again, so tomorrow when I go to work my power hour, what I usually do is take my previous day posts and I will take those previous day posts and create my lists, like I was showing you guys, where I send at least 10 new coaching or 10 new challenge group invites. And so I might do challenge group invites from this post because I'm just talking about how much I love to snack and how much I love to eat and how I'm never on a diet, even though I'm a health coach. And so I'm going to go in and see like who all commented, who all liked on it, who all loved on it. Obviously, if they're not already a coach or a customer. And honestly, the people who are commenting are already most of my coaches and customers anyway.
Hmm.
So it's more going into those actual people who are just liking or loving on the post that I can send an actual message to.
Okay.
Like this girl. I don't know who this is. She's new. So I may just go right over to her. But I'm going to check out her profile real quick because she's never really liked on my stuff before. And I would just shoot her a quick message. And sorry, it's going to take me a minute to type it out. Hi, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Thank you so much for loving on my snack post. LOL. And I just try to make it lighthearted,
Hmm.
Um, and then I'm usually going to ask some type of a question. Or like I'll say something like, it always amazes me how many people think. Whoops. I'm like the queen of like 3 or 4 sentences. I actually diet. And then I usually just say something like, have you ever considered, and I apologize if I'm not spelling right, have you ever considered joining one of my fun 30-day challenges? Lisa. And if I'm on my phone, I'll do some other emoji, but I just keep it like this, just like actually like talking about the post. And then what I'll do is just quickly copy that. And I'll just shoot that right over to her, because I haven't really had a conversation with her yet.
Hmm.
And that's just kind of how I work my power hour. And then I'll just go into like the day and I'll just list challenge group invite and I'll put her name on it,
So when you go to do your follow-ups, if she hasn't responded to that like in 2 days or whatever, whenever you like start to reach back out to your invites,
Yep.
how do you structure your follow-ups, if you don't mind me kind of jump into that part?
No, that's fine. So typically, and sometimes I don't have like a set in stone process. What I like to do is kind of get through my week of my invites.
Mm-hmm.
And then like usually that's what I do Monday through Thursday. And then on Fridays, I kind of go in and I look back at I'll go back to Monday and I'll look at every single name and I'll pull through those people and I'll be like, okay, who responded, who didn't respond. And if they responded, like I'll give them a check mark, or if I'm in a conversation with them, I will circle their name. And then if they haven't responded at all, and it's been like, 2, 3, 4 days, I'll just go to their actual page and I'll start liking and commenting on their pictures and on, their stuff. Because if they're not going to respond, I don't know. I feel like if you keep it short and sweet, just like, have you ever thought about joining one of my fun 30-day challenges? You're not really talking about, oh, there we go. So she.
Wow, is this in real time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that doesn't happen.
Oh, wow. Oh my God, that's awesome. Well, at least it's paying off to be on live.
Yeah. What's involved? I'd love to drop 15 pounds, make extra income. Well.
Wow.
I may just have all the things for you, girl. I'm just going to say, can I leave you some voice memos? It's easier to explain. Okay, sorry, guys.
No, this is great.
Yeah, this is awesome. She said 15 pounds plus she wants extra income plus be inspiration. I mean, geez, that's so cool.
Well, I am going to just go ahead and tell y'all that I don't think anybody has ever responded that quickly to me or said that. So, anyway, back to follow-up lists. But typically, and Diana, you just jumped on, right?
Yeah, and I wanted to mention, but go ahead. You were going to say something, but I wanted to insert something of what my head thinks.
Okay. Well, we were just talking about like, how I kind of work my invites and then how I go back through and do follow-ups. And so if I'm sending them a question, like if you scroll up, this is what I said to her, it just depends on which post they're commenting on. But I'll say, have you ever considered joining one of my 30-day challenges? And so if they've responded like, yeah, or tell me more or whatever, then obviously I'm going to go into a little bit more about what we do. But I'm going to start by building that relationship first. Okay, well, I'd love to share with you, but first tell me, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with your fitness? What things have you tried in the past? What are your goals? That kind of stuff, But what I was saying is if they haven't responded, I may not send them another message. I may just go to their page and then like start liking or commenting on some of their stuff so that they see more of what I'm doing. And then maybe a week later, I would send them another message and say something like, hey girl, was just thinking about you. My team and I are getting ready to, start, or we're doing a flash sale, or we're doing this or that. And I would love for you to join. Would you be interested? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like any kind of preset
Oh my gosh, she said absolutely.
save for like when someone messages you back and like, if they message you back and say, well, I'm not sure, what is that? Or
yeah, so let's go. Let's go into my inbox. And I don't know off the top of my head where I am in some of these. I'm trying to think of some conversations. Okay, so here's an example, which this was a really great one, by the way, today too. Where's Rhonda? Where's her single message? Hold on one second, guys.
no, you're fine.
I just lost it. Rhonda. Okay, Rhonda Kepley. Okay. Okay. And also, guys, something else I do is I send birthday messages every day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys do this or not, but I do. And I can't tell you how many times people are like, oh, funny you reached out to me. I was just thinking about messaging you, you know? And not all the time, but sometimes it helps. Okay, so I started this conversation with this girl back in September, just kind of a happy birthday. And she's like, where do you live? I told her I live in Jacksonville area, cruise, blah, blah, blah. We're not even talking about Beachbody, right? Mm-hmm. And that's in September of 17. And then this year I wished her a happy birthday again. And she says, thanks for thinking of me. So she commented on one of my posts in January. And that's when I said, I was only partially kidding when I said, you can join me next year. Oh, I know what it was. I posted a picture of our cruise, you know, because up here she was talking about cruises and she commented on one of my pictures. And I was like, I was only partially kidding. You can join me. Have you ever thought about a side hustle? And that's all I ever do, guys, is I really just say, like, have you ever thought about joining one of my fun 30-day challenges? Because even if they're like, oh, I couldn't afford it, you know, like if they lead with that, then I like have a free group I can plug them into. You know, I don't have to like sell them right away, you know? But I was just kind of joking around with her. Like, have you thought about a side hustle? And then she didn't respond. So a few days later, about 4 days later, I just wanted to say happy Friday and thank you again for your love on my live post last night. It makes me so happy to see my husband getting healthy. And then she, of course, says, I'm sorry for the delay, terrible at Messenger. She did do a side hustle, blah, blah. And then I leave her a voice message because I want to talk to her a little bit more about like where she is on her fitness journey and what things she has tried in the past. And I was like, you know, maybe my self-love challenge group that I have going right now would be perfect for you. So tell me more. And then I was at Disney this weekend, so I didn't work. And so you can see just kind of how I take the conversation into, you know, basically choosing a program for her. And then she's asking me questions about meal plan and breaking all of that down. I always send a video of whatever program I'm recommending, just so they can kind of see what it looks like. And if they're like, oh gosh, no, that looks terrible, you know, then I can send something else. But you guys, I do a ton of voice memos just because like, I feel like you can just hear somebody's excitement and their inflection in their voice. And it's just so much more personable. And then she's asking, okay, how much does it cost? Da, 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 da. And then she's like, let's do it. My friend wants to join me in this venture as well. So you can see, like, I've spent probably 2 weeks with her going back and forth, leaving tons of voice messages. And then just today, wherever it is, she put me in a group message thread with one of her friends. And so now they both want to get started. So again, that's like kind of like a unicorn that doesn't happen often, right? But I spend some time building that rapport, asking how they know each other, what their fitness level is, what they've done in the past, and just try to like get to know them better. And then I usually spend about 3 to 4 minutes in voice memos kind of explaining what Beachbody On Demand is, how the nutrition program works, what the accountability group is, and what I do for them as a coach. I was trying to think of another example. What do you guys have questions while I'm kind of looking through this?
You know, for me, what gets in my head, like when I'm sending out messages, excuse me, is I think like if they like on a post, you know how like right now she loved or put a heart on one of your posts and then you sent her that message.
Yeah.
Like right when you were typing that, I'm like, oh my God, if my brain goes into overthinking, like she just liked on my post and I'm inviting her into an accountability group. But I mean, in this case, she's like said all 3 things. So my brain goes into like, oh, just because I like your status. So that I go into this overthinking and that like actually stops me from saying, have you ever thought about?
No, just keep it.
Is there a mindset that you have like when, and it's probably because you also do Facebook, like it's business is 100 when you're doing on the socials.
Yeah. And you don't overthink it. Just like ask one question and, you know, it can be super vague. You know, my question is pretty vague. Like, have you ever thought about joining one of my fun groups? Like it says nothing about losing weight. It says nothing about fitness.
Oh, that's,
and then they're like, well, what is it? And then I'm like, well, you know, I have a couple options. here's what I do. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what I do, but this is what I do. And here's what I have, because I do a lot of different things, guys. Like I run a free group that's 30 days. That's literally something I pull off Pinterest, and I go live in there 2 minutes a day. Did I say that in my other video last week?
I don't think so. I don't remember that, but you might have.
So I run every month. Here's my Lose Your Muffin Top Challenge. But literally, this is my free group. So I used to spend so much time like creating like 5-day, 7-day crock pot challenges, all this stuff. It just spent so much time doing it. So all I do now is I pull something off Pinterest, I pin it to the top of the page, and I just leave it in there all month long. And then every morning, like this is me this morning, I went live and it took me 1 minute and 38 seconds.
Wow. So you're just in one group now.
Yeah. So this is my free group. And so anybody who gives me a price objection, I'm like, okay, I understand, it's not a good time for you. However, I have this free 30-day group that will be just, like a complement to, what you're already doing. It's not meant to be a standalone fitness program, but it's a 30-day challenge. Would you be interested in that? It's free. And of course, people are like, oh yeah, sign me up for the free stuff.
So I think my problem, I actually stopped running free groups because I, like you, was investing that time in, the 5 and the 7 day and trying to pour into people during the 5 and 7 days. And it just wasn't turning around to sales. I was getting all those people who just want the freebies and never want to commit, and driving myself crazy with working full time and trying to run my regular challenge group and get my own fitness in. And then I just felt like the free groups were draining me on top of that.
Yeah. And that's why I do it this way, because literally all I have to do at the beginning of every month is go up to the top of the page and change the cover picture. Like this one's crappy. And then I find something on Pinterest and we do it for the whole month. And I literally I don't even go live on the weekends. I only go live Monday through Friday. And it takes 2 minutes of my day. And then I have like 400 people in this group. And so like, I always drop my links. Like, here's my link to my flash sale that my team and I are doing. Like, here's me in my hotel room this weekend. I'm in Disney with my kids,
Oh, cute.
But like on rest day, I'll just post like a rest day image.
And then you're not posting the posts every day?
What's that?
Like daily posts? Is that
this just stays pinned to the top of the page.
That's what you do for the month?
Yep, this is it.
Wow. Okay. That's doable.
Yeah, I mean,
with a job.
Yeah, but it gives me something, it's all about adding value, and it gives me something that I can do in 2 minutes a day.
Yeah. Wow.
To, offer to people if they can't afford it, or maybe this isn't the right time for them, just to let them know, like, I'm not going to stop the conversation just because they tell me no. I'm going to offer my free group, and I don't do a ton in here, again, because some of these people do turn into customers. Some of these people, are already my customers. They just do like fun extra challenge,
Do you run your regular challenge groups on Facebook too?
I do. Mm-hmm. So like,
I moved over to the My Challenge Tracker app when Beachbody started pushing out those, what were they called again? Those challenges where you could win money. What was that? The health app? Yeah. Because I kind of felt like they were trying to move us more to using the app, and that they would continue to develop the app a little bit better to make it a bit more like Facebook, I guess. And now my people are so used to the My Challenge Tracker app that I'm hesitant to bring them back to Facebook, but I miss that ability to go live in the groups.
Yes. And that's why I do a lot of my stuff still on, like, here's my Transform 20 group. But I mean, there's a lot of, pretty much all of my girls post, we share our food.
So are these part of your team members in there as well? And they bring in people?
Yeah. She's a coach.
Oh, so they also bring in people, so it keeps the energy fresh.
Yes.
Okay.
These are my clients. Like, I share a recipe every day. But like, yes, I do. I run everything on Facebook.
I think some of the reasons that I kept it on the My Challenge Tracker app was I started to try and think about what would continue to help people stay long-term customers. So I offer prizes based on logging Shakeology. I was doing workouts until 2B Mindset came out, and then that became not too fair. The prize opportunities based on logging Shakeology, and the app makes that easy to. You can't really do that on Facebook without spending a lot of man hours.
Right. No, I think that's an excellent idea. You know, I just put I go live a lot in my groups. And so I just have always just really had great groups, fortunately, with Facebook, you know.
Do you get much turnaround from your free group to customers?
Not a ton, but like I said, a lot of those people are already my customers, but it does give me a chance to message those people every month. You know, like I can even just send them something simple like, hey girl, thanks for joining in on the Muffin Top Challenge. What suggestions do you have for next month? You know, or something like that. Or I can even just say, you know, like, how are things going for you this month? Are you on track with your fitness goals? And just see where it goes, because you never know when they're going to be ready. But that's why I do the free group that way. And then I literally post twice a day, like clockwork, once in the morning, once in the evening. And then like yesterday I did a coaching post about, we went to Disney this weekend, and I talked about like how much it costs. And that was like my paycheck or whatever, you know? And so from this post, that's how I'm going to go in and message people about the coaching opportunity, you know? And I would just basically do the same kind of thing and just be like, you know, hey, Tanya, thank you for the love of my post last night. I can't believe how insanely expensive Disney World is. Have you ever done a side hustle, or have you ever considered doing a side hustle for an extra income stream, or just something simple, you know? I just like to do a one sentence, like, have you ever considered, or have you ever thought about, just because maybe they have and they just haven't reached out, you know? But again, all these people that are commenting are already my coaches. But pretty much you can see like every day you get like one fitness post from me, one coaching post from me, you know? And a few live videos, like here's my meal planning video. And then just family stuff, because we were at Disney for the weekend. So that's honestly, when I sit down to do my power hour, like I get out my pen and paper, I make my list, and I just go to town. And if it's more than 10, because there's new people on there, like I just go. And then usually on Fridays, I'll go back, like this is a Monday through Thursday, and I'll go back on Fridays and then circle the people who I'm talking to. Or if I haven't heard back from them, I'll go to their page and do a little interaction on their page. And then maybe the next week I'll go back and do an actual follow-up and like invite them again. Because I'm not really doing an invite. I'm just saying, like, have you ever thought about joining one of my 30-day groups? And if they don't respond, I can go back a week later and just be like, hey girl, I was just thinking about you. I have this really fun self-love accountability group coming up in the month of February. I think you'd be an awesome fit, or I think you'd be a rock star. Would you be interested in joining? And then again, wait a few days and see if they respond, you know? But that's, you know, that's basically how I work. I mean, I work from a list. Every single day I just go off of all of my posts. And then same thing for Instagram. Like I usually do at least one poll per day. And that's kind of how I start my messages on Instagram. I'll go in on that poll first, message all the people on the poll, and then I'll go back to one of my stories that had a lot of views, and I'll send some messages from that, you know? But it is stressful to try to be everywhere all the time, I find.
Weren't kidding. But I find this part of actually being able to see how people structure their messages so helpful. So thank you for agreeing to do this live power hour. No, I kind of jumped to the spot there.
I'll go back to my inbox to see what else I have in there. Like if I have anybody that I need to answer back or what's going on. Like this is just a new client of mine, which I can get back to her later. So let's go back to these girls that were wanting to do this together. How do I get started and when? I'm just going to say I'm going to send you both the image, or I'm going to send you both the link to view everything you get for the whole year. And you know, something else I really like to do is when I'm building a relationship with somebody, my thought process is that I need to uncover that one thing that they struggle with the most. Like sometimes I feel like, especially newer or, you know, coaches who are maybe like a year or two into the business, like just vomit a lot of like, oh, you get this, you know, but if you really just take some time and pay attention to like, what is that one thing that your person is telling you that they struggle with? And you build so much value in that one thing and what that $160, you know, if they struggle with motivation, you're going to talk about, you know, how you're a coach and how you lead these private online accountability groups and how it's your job to recommend a program for them and check in with them and make sure they're getting results. And like you put the $160 value on that one thing and then everything else is an added bonus. You know, that's kind of how I try to gauge my conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And I always just like keep it positive so you can see how much value you really get. You know, like I want people to understand, yes, they're making an investment, but you know, like all the stuff that you really get for a whole year, come on, you know?
And is that the sign up link you're sending them or?
Yeah. So like I'll go in right now because I've got my phone over here. So I'll just go into BB Links and I'm just going to send them like the all access so they can see it. Because I think these girls are going to do 21 Day Fix. I don't think they're going to do Transform 20. Sorry. Let's see. Quick copy. And so I'll just go back in and I will shoot that over.
Do you use Share a Cart much?
I do. So and that's what I'm going to tell them as soon as I send this over. I'm going to say, check this out first. Then we will customize your order together through our I just always say shopping cart system. But yeah, sometimes I just send a quick link so they can like literally just click on that and see everything that they get, you know, so they can quickly see it. But I just tell them not to purchase that way because I'm usually building for rank. So I'm usually signing people up for the discount, you know? Do you struggle with that at all? Do you sign people up?
Actually, not terribly with the conversion from, you know, just the challenge pack sign up to discount. I've gotten a little bit better at you know, getting people to sign up for that right off the bat. But I think it's more like my struggle is more just handling the volume of conversations and getting from that initial sort of, hey, you know, thank you for commenting on my post. Have you ever thought to an actual sign up?
Yeah. Yep. I was going to say, here's kind of what I do, you know, when I kind of show them some of the programs, like I literally go to YouTube and send programs, you know, because I like people to have an idea of what we're going to do before they actually purchase. Right. And then like, I usually just send images and then I always send this, so something else we can do is sign you up to get the same discount I get. So usually when I send like this little blurb, then most of the time they're like, oh, well, yeah, duh. Like her, she's like, okay, let's go with it.
Yeah.
So I just find it easier, like if I'm telling them, okay, you're going to get 25% off, blah, blah, blah. Cause like I said, I try to sign everybody up for the discount. And do you want, let me see, let me go back to that other girl. And then usually on Saturdays, like I'll do a swoop, like I'll go through on Saturdays and I will look and see, like, you know, through my messages, like, am I the last one that responded, or do I have an open message? Like, are they the last one that responded? And I'll go through the whole week. And I find that that works well because I tend to front load my week. I send way more messages on Mondays and Tuesdays than I do later in the week.
Yeah. Do you still send like invites at the on Fridays and Saturdays or at the weekend, or do you focus solely on like follow-ups and kind of cleanup?
Yep.
I think maybe part of where I need to restructure, because I've got so caught up on this daily tracking system of you got to hit your 10 invites or your how many invites every day, and it's maybe a case of restructuring that a little bit to make sure the follow-ups aren't falling through the cracks.
Yeah, like I'm literally done, like Friday at noon, I'm pretty much checked out. Like I'm not sending any new invites, you know? And like I usually do my power hour first thing in the morning. And so I will send maybe my Friday invites. But after that, like the rest of my power hour, the rest of my work day on Friday, and I try to be done by noon, is to go back to my Monday through Thursday invites and see where I am in the conversation with those people. So it's all follow-ups and it's all cleanup just on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay.
But I also spend a lot of time, you know, I just try to bring a ton of engagement and traction to my page. And so like I always comment, you know, under every single person who is commenting on my picture. I'm always commenting underneath, you know, I'm always liking what they're posting. And so it, you know, goes further up in the news feed. But I tend to get a lot of engagement on my posts. So I want to make sure that I am taking the time to respond to each person that's messaging or commenting, you know?
Do you send like, hey girl, like not invites, but just like forming messages as well to people, or focus just more on the invites and follow-ups?
Not a ton. Like, you know, if I'm adding new friends or whatever, and I notice that they start liking some of my pictures, I might send a quick, you know, hey, I'm so glad we connected, you know, on social media. It's great to find like-minded people, or something simple. But I don't spend a ton of time, like, unless it's like someone who I really think would be a good coach, you know, like that type of person. I may go to their page. I may like and comment on a lot of their stuff. I may send them a private message. Oh, like I did this one girl today, and sometimes I'm the worst. Like she's pregnant and has been pregnant for clearly a long time, and I forgot about it. But that happens, and you just like, I mean, I always cover my tracks, you know? Let's see if I can find her. Jessica, here she is. So I was talking to this chick today, and like this morning. Hey lady, wanted to thank you again for your support on my page. It really means a lot to me. Have you ever considered joining me in a fun month-long challenge? I'm still pregnant. I'm like, oh, well, great. I'm also a personal trainer. I got my start with Beachbody and love seeing you succeed. And then over here, I'm like, oh yes, love. I'm sorry about that. I just can't contain my excitement for all of our new programs and products. You know, like I basically just make fun of myself, you know?
Yeah.
But then like the conversation kept going, and she's like, I used to be a coach, and then and then she's like, I make more money now. And I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. But still, like I'm maintaining a positive relationship with her, you know? I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really do, but.
Can I ask another question?
Yes.
With your news feed, how do you keep your news feed super clean with like the people that are liking on your commenting or liking, and then your PMs? Is that like your news feed? Is that who those? Mm-hmm. Do you keep your blinders that way? Like, how do you keep your blinders to like focus that there is a wealth of opportunity with Beachbody, given there's lots and lots of Beachbody coaches.
You mean as far as like when I'm messaging people, or
Yeah,
what?
like when you go to your Facebook, like do you have your news feed? Is it do you have it where you have only like you're only seeing certain people, or
Oh
do you
no,
see? Okay.
no. I mean, I don't have anything like set up on it. I just I don't scroll,
You
so
don't scroll. Okay.
mm-mm, not typically. I'm just really intentional about, I just go straight to my own page and start messaging people from my own posts, you know? And then when I'm doing my follow-ups, if somebody hasn't responded, then that's when I'll go in and maybe go to their page and kind of see, oh, what was the last post they did? Does it resonate with me? Is it something that I would comment on, you know? But I don't really scroll too much at all because I will get lost in that news feed, you know?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like if I'm scrolling, it's the weekend, you know? But like I am super intentional with my work time, Monday through Thursday for sure. And then I try to like calm it down Friday or Saturday. Um, but you know, I don't spend a lot of time scrolling, no. If that's what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't have time, you know? Sorry, I'm just now looking at group chat.
Oh, that was the same
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. So it's just more intentional because like for me, like I only have so much time to work because I'm like a human taxi for my children. And so it's like, okay, if I'm going to sit down and work, I'm going to actually send my invites. I'm going to expand my network. I'm going to do my follow-ups, you know? And then I keep that kind of running list. Like I showed you guys in the Rank in the Bank group, like I have a running list on my board. And then I make sure I'm still tracking the people who are doing like my specific program groups as well. And those are the first people I'm reaching out to every single time we have a product launch. You know, like right now we're doing a VIP Valentine's Day flash sale. And although we're a little bit early before this fruit punch, oh look, we got 13 people that want to join. But, you know, I'm a couple days early, even though this doesn't really launch till the 19th. I'm promoting it as a Valentine's Day flash sale because people are like, I don't know, when it's like around a holiday or they want to like buy something for themselves, I'm going to go ahead and drop all of the pictures and images into the group on Thursday and then just say, oh, by the way, you can't get the fruit punch until Tuesday, but let's go ahead and get your cart set up for you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this is something I do like once a quarter. I think these are my people. Oh, she is.
Oh, so that's in a group.
Yeah. So I just set this up. I mean, there's nothing in the group except for like the cover page right now. But I'm going to go live in there tomorrow and just kind of explain how it works. And then all of my team, they're inviting their customers and potential customers too. And then we all agreed to give Amazon gift cards just based on the price. So like if somebody just buys a tub of Energize, they're only going to get a $5 gift card. Whereas if they buy a challenge pack, they might get a $20 gift card, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's only 48 hours. They have to do it within a time frame. And I'm just really doing this to like help our Team Cup teams.
Mm.
Is that 48 hours from like around the 19th when it actually launches, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and drop everything in like on Thursday, Valentine's Day, so they can see what everything is and like share what all of our giveaways are on Friday. And then like if they're, you know, if they tell me already what they want, then I might go ahead and even set up share carts and then tell them they can't do it until Tuesday. Depending on if they want fruit punch or not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because there may be people that just want to do Transform 20 and they could care less about fruit punch. So I just find like I just have to stay super organized with which groups I have running and, you know, maintaining my team page, but also doing like fun events too. I do my free group. I do 1 to 2 challenge groups a month. And I do our new coach training.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you have an assistant?
I do, but she doesn't do a ton. Like right now, all she's doing for me are graphics and newsletters.
Oh, but that's helpful.
Yeah. She'll do graphics for like my team page and my recognition. And then I do a bi-weekly newsletter, but that's all she's doing right now.
But you do all the messaging.
I do all of it. Mm-hmm. Yep. I do want to bring somebody in for Instagram though, because I'm just so lost over there. I start and then I lose everything, you know? It drives me crazy. Go back to Messenger. What else, ladies?
Well, I totally want to get into your new coach training, but I feel like that's a separate call.
So what I do for new coach training is,
and let me preface that by saying I feel like I hold myself back from recruiting coaches because I don't feel like I'm a good example of being able to teach them how to be successful.
oh, don't say that. You are. Don't say that. You know, the right people, like if there's something I've learned over 4 years, it's like you can't drag people through the mud. Like you can't make them want to coach. Like if somebody wants to coach or work this business, they're going to be like intrinsically motivated to just do it, to do the work, you know? So you can totally mentor anyone. And, you know, something I did, I just created this online class. So I just have like my coaches go through a 14-day new coach mentorship.
Okay.
And they basically go in and then they have like a YouTube video to watch every single day for 14 days. And then they have a worksheet and that's it. But that was something I just developed this year. I've always used Facebook groups, you know?
Are you working with them behind the scenes or waiting, like while they're going through that 14-day, or are you waiting for them to get back to you once they finished it?
So I also have a group message thread that I keep open for new coaches. And so like every 30 days, I'm kind of starting it over. And I don't even know where this came from, but this is like an old 7-day posting guide. And like, even look how old that picture is. But it's like, what do you do as a coach? Day 1, you press play. Oh, my husband hasn't been home for like 5 days. He just pulled up. So.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to pop off here in a minute. But yeah, and so I just kind of like do a post of the day. I got to go unlock the door real quick, guys. 1 second.
How cool, huh?
Okay, it's unlocked. But yeah, I run a group message thread with my new coaches and then also just have that kind of new coach training running as well. But they're not super interactive. It's basically me, like 1 or 2 random questions, but it's just basically me showing them, you know,
all your stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, look how old this is. So, was this helpful?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is probably something that I'm going to go back and work through while I, again, actually work my business at the same time. So may have more questions later if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. Just message me. Anytime.
Was this recorded?
Yep. I was just getting ready to say, I'm going to stop the recording